Transformations, when I first heard about it, what appealed to me was the statement that we're here to give people a hand up and not a hand out. I was born in England, in a place called Letchworth, and when I was 3 years old, my family decided to move to Australia, and then we moved into an area in Adelaide called Newton. So when I was a child, my father was a master builder, so he would work a lot of weekends. He was in partnership with a guy he'd actually met on the boat as we come over, and my mother was a stay-at-home mum, but she was also at uni trying to become a kindergarten teacher, so her time was pretty pressed as well. My father was very critical, so I can really only remember him telling me off and yelling at me as a kid. And my mother was sort of absent emotionally. My mother never really had a close relationship with her mother, so as a result, her brokenness fed into her relationship with me. But as a child, of course, I didn't understand that, so I felt neglected, abandoned, criticised and unloved. I started school at Thornton Park Primary, where I copped a lot of racial abuse from children, Australians and Italians, that would call me a pommy bastard. Got in a lot of fights because of it. Then I went to high school, went to Modbury High School, which is a public high school, and I continued to get bullied there. But halfway through year 9, I actually got expelled from that school because I was getting in too many fights. And then I got sent to St Paul's College. I met a guy there who became my best friend, but his brother was a bikie. He was a leader of one of the bikie gangs. So when I'd go around their house, there'd always be marijuana there. So I just started by smoking a bit of marijuana, but that was about age 14, 15. By the time I got to 17 or 18, it developed into using speed, ecstasy, pretty much anything. So through my 20s, I was selling a bit of speed and marijuana to sustain my habit. Didn't really think I had a problem. Ended up going to England when I was 25. My mum bought me a one-way ticket because I'd been charged with ABH and I was looking at going to jail. I spent 6 years in England, got married, had 2 kids, pretty much smoked marijuana every single day through that whole process. Came back to Adelaide. At age 40, I come to the realisation that if I was going to tell my children not to use drugs, I'd better stop using drugs. So I just stopped, and I became a very violent man. And I found myself getting a job in North Mackay, up in Queensland, for a tiling contractor. And my wife said she wanted a divorce. And emotionally, I completely and utterly fell to pieces. I was living in a workhouse with other workmen, with other contractors. They were all smoking ice and using us. And I was saying no, 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 until she said she wanted a divorce. And I was like, come on, give me some, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to get rid of the pain. And I got instantly addicted. Instantly addicted. My daughter came up to live with me in the middle of that and saw how broken I was, and she sort of wrote me off as well. So at that point, emotionally, I collapsed. I tried to commit suicide by overdosing on the drug itself. Ended up sleeping on the streets on the floor of a disabled toilet. I said to this drunk that I'd met on the street, I said, rather than going in the Coolangatta to get a free feed, why don't we go to church? So we went to Beachside Church. I met some guys from the Transformations program. They told me about it. Seemed like a good idea. 20 months later, I graduated. I now work as a house supervisor in the program. I find now as a house supervisor, I get a lot of respect from the residents because I've walked the walk, and they know that. I think it's far more beneficial to be in a community with more than one person speaking into your life. I think the most important part of that is it creates a family type atmosphere, which helps you to be more emotionally honest. A lot of the people that come through these organisations have been in a situation where they feel nobody cares. So in order to be able to support an organisation like that, gives somebody the opportunity to reach out to the destitute, the forgotten of society, and give them hope, build hope. So if you were to actually support this organisation, your support would go towards building a future and a hope for people who otherwise wouldn't have it.